Hey, I'm Logan. This is the long drive, and let's get it. We are closing in on 3,000 kilometers. We're at about 2960, I think, right now. We're starting off at about 355 miles on Old Christine. Well, New Christine, Old Christine is long gone. But you know what I'm getting at, so let's do it, my friends. We're cutting across a little bit of the grassland here just so we can. Oh, geez, oh, geez. Just so we can do it. Avoid all the rocks. Oh, there's a lot of rocks out here. Okay, we need to slow down just a smidge. That was getting a little uncontrollable. Yep. Okay, there's a lot of rocks out here. A lot of rocks. Okay, we're good. All right, let's not do this anymore. Let's try to get back on the road and not wreck. All right, come on. We're still going like 100 miles an hour. This is okay. Whoo, doggy. All right, that was starting to get a little concerning. We were doing okay, and then all of a sudden, not okay, not okay. Okay, I do not know what's happening, but okay, we're okay. Alright, there we go. Whew, doggy, back on the road. Alright, dooty dooty doo. There's a small gas station up ahead. Are there any zombies? Do we need anything? We actually need to refill the gas tank at some point. I don't actually see any zombies. Is this one safe? I think this would be the first safe one we've seen. Huh. Alright, this one does appear to be safe. Let's hop out real quick, see if there's any gas. There's a big barrel, so that's ideal. Let's see if it's got gas in it. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? Wait, okay, there it goes. Okay, I swear I heard something like a scream. Alright, so we're down to 27 liters, or gallons, whatever, liters. Alright, so we definitely need some gas. It's been a minute since we've had a full tank of gas. Let's hope this is full of, crap, diesel. Okay, so we've got some jerry cans that are full of gas. That one's water, that one's gas. Didn't we? Oh yeah, that one's probably full of gas. I'm not really going to worry about it until we run out, but we definitely want to find some if possible. So let's see, we're definitely hungry. So let's bite, and there we go. We're not hungry anymore. We are a little thirsty though. What's this? Oh, that's full of gas as well. I wonder if that's full of gas too. I don't remember. Whew. Well, guys, obviously I am back. Missed last week again. I don't know what happened. I got some kind of head cold. My sinuses were all messed up. I was just horrible all weekend. Tried to fight through it as much as I could, but it wasn't super rough. Like, I wasn't down for the count or nothing, but I wasn't able to really talk a whole lot. I was coughing like crazy. It was just a bad head cold. It's almost completely gone now. I'm just still got a little bit of congestion, but for the most part, I'm good. I don't know what's going on with this car. It is bouncing today. I don't know what's going on. Could just be this section of road. But we got a ship up ahead, so that's good. So let's check that thing out when we get there. Maybe it will have a bunch of gasoline in it. Oh, looks like the road might curve toward it. I'm really not sure what's going on with the car. We had this thing pretty well done. I mean, we were smooth. I guess it's just this section of road is a little bit more bouncy. Definitely has a lot of rocks in this area. Alright, we're getting ready to hit a new strip of road. Maybe it'll improve on that section. I don't know. The road is continuing this way. Let's see, that ship is over there. So let's go on and detour over to the ship. I am curious as to if the zombie guys can spawn at the ship. Which we need a name for the zombie guys. I'm kind of thinking like Gary. Gary just feels like a good zombie name. Not like Vampire Bill. My name's a Vampire Bill. Okay. Come on and slow it down. Slow it down. Alright. So we're here. Let's, no zombies. Good. Let's get our little cursor back up so we can see. That is, will it autosave? Come on now. Alright, where was I? That's alcohol. That's oil. That's some gasoline. It's only about 16 liters. We're going to need more than that if it's out there. What are you? Your oil. Your diesel. Your oil. Your oil. You're empty. You're a mix. So I started playing Factorio again the other day and started a new game. And for the first time ever, I actually beat Factorio. Like, beat as in launched the rocket. Never done that before. I never had the patience to actually get there. But somehow I came up with a decent supply system and was able to get everything up and going and got it done. I was pretty happy. Like I said, I've never beaten Factorio before. So I was really excited that I was able to do that. If you guys haven't played Factorio, a lot of fun. If you have and you want something similar, Satisfactory. Similar idea, you mine stuff, you convert it into things, you combine those things into other things, use conveyor belts, all that good stuff. But it's 3D. Like full 3D environment where Factorio is kind of like a 2D isometric kind of thing. This is full 3D, so you have ups and downs, and you can go over cliffs and around things and stack things. It's really neat if you like that sort of game. I think I actually played Satisfactory before. No, I didn't play it before Factorio. I didn't play a whole lot of Factorio, and then I heard about Satisfactory. Picked it up a while back, and I've done some of the multiplayer. It's really good. The biggest problem is just as it gets bigger, it lags really bad. Like, I would usually host and Adam would join in, and at first it wasn't terrible, but as we kept going, it was getting to the point that it was unplayable, particularly for him, just because he wasn't able to keep up with the lag spikes. So, not great, but I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially if you're into that kind of factory style game. So we found us some gas, obviously. We got that in the tank. We're doing okay on that. So I think we only need about 6 more liters, and that will completely fill up our gas tank. I don't know that I really want to worry about it because, I mean, we'll burn through 6 liters in no time. But if we're here and it exists, we might as well grab it. I don't know why we would just leave it behind and take off with less than a full tank of gas. Oh, so let's see. So I've been watching this new series on Netflix. It's called The Watcher. Based on a true story. Really good, interesting story. Obviously, they've dramatized it for television, for streaming, all that stuff. Man, there's a bunch of gas in this one. So they've obviously done that, but it's really interesting. 7 episodes. I'm 5 in. I've only got 2 left. I'll probably finish those tonight and this weekend, if not tonight. The biggest issue I have is, of course, with it being a mini-series, they do a lot of things I feel like could have been done in 1 episode, get stretched into 2. But what they have done is weave a really good story on making you wonder who it is. Because the basic premise is a family buys a house, and they start getting these letters from somebody claiming to be, quote, the Watcher. And that their house is being watched by this person. They're getting into the house. They know about the family. So it's a really interesting concept, and the fact that it actually happened is really creepy. Now, of course, the real life story is a lot less dramatic and intense. But still, just the fact that somebody moves into a home and starts getting these creepy letters from somebody who finds out about them, knows their names. It's really creepy and interesting. The show's well done. It's got some big names in it that you would recognize if you watch a lot of TV movies. But yeah, really well done. I very much enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to getting to the end. Where is the dang road? How did we lose it? Wait, am I going the wrong way? Wait, are we going the wrong way? Is that the road back there? No. There's the road. Okay. I thought I was going the right way. So yeah, I'm watching that. There was another show I watched on Netflix. It was another miniseries. Sounded good in premise at the about 45 minutes into the first episode. It was a drag to continue. Honestly, I just started skipping through most of the episodes. What was it called? Keep Breathing, I think. It Melissa Barrera, who I enjoy. She's done some decent stuff. It's going to have us asleep. Well, I don't know. There's... What the heck? I think I just heard a bunny. There's probably a zombie in here, and we're thirsty. Is there a zombie in here? Oh, I do not want to go exploring that at night with the possibility of zombies. Alright, so we're gonna back up. Cars reversing strange. Alright, we're gonna back up here. And we are going to have us asleep. So yeah, Melissa Barrera, pretty great actress. I mean, I enjoy her a lot. But the show itself, I did not care for. The premise is she's in a plane crash and she has to survive in the wilderness and get back to safety. But it seems like about 90% of the show is just her flashing back to her childhood, to what's happened recently, like before, what kind of led her to that point. Which, I mean, on its own, yeah, may have been good. But, in the grand scheme of things, I didn't really care for it. Oh, autosave, don't do this now. So the problem with autosave is it will start and things continue to happen in the game while autosave is saving. Which means a zombie can be coming right at you and you're done for. I don't think there's one in here, but okay, good. Alright, we're safe. Ooh, shovel. But yeah, it just, I don't know. If it had focused on her surviving and her struggle to survive, I would have been all for it. But it focused way too much just on her background, what led her to that point, and really just kind of missed the mark in my opinion. You all may like it, obviously. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I just did not care for it. Now, things I did care for, I watched Megan. It was surprisingly good. Kind of like a mix of Chucky and Smart House, which was neat. Took a minute to get going, I thought, but in the end, it had some really good creepy moments, some suspense. So I liked it. Don't know that it's going to be something that I watch on repeat, of course. Very few things kind of have that pull to me. But I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend if you're into horror or sci-fi, kind of tinges on some sci-fi stuff with AI, robotics, androids, that sort of thing. But it was good. I enjoyed that one. Oh, there's a rock in the road. Nope, 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 nope. Get control, get control. Get control. Oh, okay, okay. Ooh, doggy. Okay, we're good. We're good. Dang, okay. Oh, okay. But, parking brake is off. Okay, good. So yeah, like I said, it was good. I do recommend. I'm gonna watch, Plane. I think I talked about it in the last episode. I'm excited for it. I like those kind of stupid, what was that? So they were calling them now, like, dad movies, dad action, whatever. Plus, I just like Gerard Butler. I've liked him since 300. So, if he's in it, I'm always excited to watch it. Even if it's not going to be the best movie in the world, it's going to be a good couple hours of just being able to shut your brain off, not take things too seriously, and enjoy some explosions and bad guys and things like that. So looking forward to it. Ooh, bouncy, bouncy. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So one thing I really love about this game is you just drive. I don't have to collect resources. I'm not building things. I just get to drive. I just get to point the car forward, avoid the rocks, avoid the bunnies, and drive my cool car. So like if you've been watching the Hydroneer series, it's very different from this, of course, just collecting the resources, collecting the money to do the things, to make more money, to make more resources. So in like this week's episode, we got our second drill up and running, which is nice. It took way too long. And like I said in that episode, it's just a weird progression. You start out hand mining, and then you go to automated drilling, which is obviously fantastic, but it digs out so little material that you just stand around and wait. I mean, you could do fishing, things like that, but you're just standing around and waiting, and then toward the end game, it's just a lot of buying and building new things because you've got millions upon millions of coins. You're making jewelry every few minutes that is worth 2, 3, 5 million coins or more. So you're not money bound. You can do anything you want. So at that point, it just becomes making it look pretty and cool. It's like my entire main setup now is underground in my game that I was playing, which I've not touched because there's really nothing more to do. It starts to lag even on my system with everything mining and going. So there's no point in building more stuff. It's just going to lag harder. And it's still in development, so I think tier 2 dirt is the most that you can really utilize. I think they're planning on going down to like 7 or 8, something like that. But again, I kind of question at that level, what's the point? Unless they add a lot more to it, what's the point of having all that diggable dirt, all that diggable land, and those resources if all you do is sell them for money and there's nothing more to buy money with? See what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of get stuck in this spot of, yeah, I can build more to make more money that I can't spend. I mean, I guess it's just like real life. The whole point is just to amass even more money. Because, I mean, you look at somebody like Jeff Bezos, which, I mean, granted, his money's all tied up in equity, like Amazon stock, things like that. But at the end of the day, dude's got more money than he could ever conceivably spend. So it's like, what do you do with that money at that point? Like, I'm not super rich. I could go out and spend all of my money in a day and then just sit around and be like, well, that's it. I'm broke now. No gas or groceries or food for Logan. But somebody like that could spend like all the money that they have in never. I guess just not really possible. Boom. Ooh, okay. I was getting a little paranoid because like he saw us and he started to run and I missed that first shot. Looks like he might have been the only one here though. I'm terrified for the day those things start spawning in groups. Like you're just chilling and all of a sudden like 5 of them spawn. Okay. I'm not seeing anything super. Are you bullets? Oh, you're bullets. Are you Arcana bullets? Revolutionary problem solver. Boom. So I think we are definitely going to take you. So we want as much ammo as possible. We don't really need any gas. We just filled up. We're not thirsty. We're not hungry. So I think we'll take these here bullets. And there we go. So we've got 15 and 23. That's 38. Plus we just filled up the revolver. So that's an extra 6. So 40 whatever. Yeah. There we go. So we are doing fine, my friends, on ammo, at least for now. And we've got the AK on the top, so if we find any mags, we can keep those. The biggest problem, of course, is running out of ammo, for which we have the katana. Not too shabby. Wait, what happened? Oh. I forgot we stuck that other one on the fender. We still have our jack-o'-lanterns, which is cool. I'm glad we got to keep those. I'm always paranoid they're going to take seasonal things like that away. So I think if you play during Christmas, there's like snowmen. Maybe they didn't do that this year. I don't know. So another game that I play that I've got a ton of hours in, I don't know if I've mentioned before, is Space Engineers. It's basically space Legos. You build spaceships, bases, things like that. And they've not put out a major update for it in almost a year. And the last major update was Most Wanted. Things like from mods, things that people have asked for. And I'm really wondering if they're starting to get to a finishing point on Space Engineers to say, we're done. I know there's been a lot of things that have been requested that I've heard the answer is they would do it, they want to do it, but the current game engine cannot support it. So I wonder if they will eventually just wrap up Space Engineers, say, we're done, this is the final piece, we'll address bugs, push out bug fixes, patches, things like that, but no new content, because we're done. Like, the game's final as far as that, and then start with a new engine on what's basically Space Engineers 2, which, again, I was talking to Adam about, and it's an interesting idea, because what could they really add? I mean, it's just a sandbox game about building. So, I mean, import all the same blocks and then just add more features, more new blocks that you don't get in the original game. I mean, they could implement, some better physics, bigger, badder ships because of a better engine. Maybe some ray tracing for those of us with ray tracing capable systems. But beyond that, what do you really add? It's just kind of a sandbox game you build. I mean, it'd be like if Lego came out with Lego 2. What's going to be different between Lego and Lego 2? Different blocks that maybe don't connect with the new ones? Who knows? It's really hard to tell. But maybe they'll just be done. Maybe Keen would just move on and start working on a new game. That's Keen Software, the developers. Maybe they would just move on to a new game. Call it a day and say, Space Engineers was great, we did what we could, it's finished, it's shipped, good job, let's start on our next project. I'm trying to think of any other, there's like sandbox games like that have had a sequel and not just continued development, because you have something like Minecraft, which is still just Minecraft. It's not Minecraft 2. They just keep adding things to it and making changes. If y'all know one, let me know, because I'd be really curious to see how a sandbox style game changed between version 1 and 2. I mean, maybe like this, like The Sims or SimCity, I guess, which generally had, well, I mean, that's a sandbox building game, just kind of do whatever you want, but I would call that more of a simulation. I mean, The Sims, SimCity, so I'd call that more of a simulation game than a sandbox. They just have sandbox modes. And you have something like Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is a similar idea, but those are upgraded graphics, maybe real world tie-ins. You could have Coca-Cola banners, things like that. But I can't think of any true, like, real just sandbox build and explore games that really had a second version. So like I said, if you guys know, if you know of one, let me know. I'm definitely interested. I think that's neat. I'm really curious to see what that would look like, because I really don't know. But yeah, anywho, so we're closing in on 3,000 kilometers, so we're pretty well past the halfway point. We are on the final stretch, 2,000 kilometers to go. Still not a small distance, but something that is definitely doable, something that we can absolutely accomplish. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to get to the end of the road and start our return trip. I've had a lot of fun on this run, just hanging out with you guys, talking, reading your comments, and all the cool stuff, all the things that have come up with it. I've really enjoyed. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride. I mean, we're obviously still a long way from being done, but I always like to check in, make sure you guys are enjoying it. Um, I don't normally, check out views and optimize titles and thumbnails and things to try to get more people. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing it for fun. I enjoy the game. I wanted to work on getting like video editing skills that I didn't have before, audio editing skills, things like that, which I definitely feel like have improved the more that I do this. Doing like scene transitions in Hydroneer, going from one clip to the next, things like that. So I feel like I've learned a lot, which, like I said, was a big part of why I was doing this. I never started this to make millions of dollars being a YouTuber, which, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, still isn't a job. I guess technically anything you do to make money is a job, but I guess a career is my thing. Like, if you quit your job to say, I'm gonna make YouTube full time, oh, that's scary. But I mean, every new industry, every new business has that risk. You're stopping something dependable and reliable for something that may not work out. And maybe it works out in the interim, and 5 years from now it fails and you go back to what you were doing. Biggest problem you're going to have then is explaining a resume gap, which I think at this point most people are familiar enough with YouTube and how much money you can make off of it that you could legitimately say, like, yeah, I stopped being a programmer to go and be a YouTuber and teach people programming on YouTube for 5 years, and now I'm back to do it again professionally. I think there's plenty of people that would understand that in this day and age. Maybe not. I think a lot of the like real old school people would say that's not business experience, that's not real experience, that doesn't get you anywhere. But I feel like most people would understand that and say, cool, like you still have some transferable skills, let's do it. So the sun is setting as we're driving through some hills. We shot up one a second ago, it was pretty steep. I didn't mention it just because I didn't want to jinx it, because we were still doing pretty good speed-wise. That's what I love about this car and this big old engine, is it just powers up these mountains. Beetleborg would chug and drop super slow. Some of the original cars wouldn't even make it up these. They would just stall and you'd have to zigzag up. It's terrible. But old Christine here, she is a champ. And that's a garage. Tell you what, let's stop here. Let's see if we can sleep for the night. We can. Then we'll go check out that garage. So I realized the other day that I pronounce garage 2 different ways. Sometimes it's a garage, other times it's a garage. And I don't really notice that I make a distinction between when I pronounce it one way or the other. Sometimes it's just garage, sometimes it's garage. I never really thought about the pronunciation until I realized that I was doing 2 different ways. Alright. Definitely want to be able to see what we're aiming at. What the heck? That sounded like thunder. I think it's just wind, but man, that sounded like roaring thunder. What on earth? It's got to be the wind just ripping around in the game, but jeez. Straight up sounds like thunder. Okay, so I'm not seeing any zombies. Okay, so I think we're good. Man, that is some creepy sounding wind, if that's what that is. Now, what are you? You're some oil. We haven't checked our oil in a minute. That might be a good thing to do. There's some food. Eat that so we're not hungry. Not particularly invested. What the heck? Are all these creepy sounds? I really hope that's coming through and you guys can hear that, because that creepy, like, roaring wind sound is crazy. I mean, it just straight up sounds like thunder. What are you? You are oil. Alright, so I think we're gonna get out of here. Something about this place is kind of just freaking me out a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. We need about 1.5 liters of oil, but I am not going to do it here. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but something about that place is kind of just freaking me out. Let's just get back on the road. See if Christine will quit spinning her tires. Old girl's got a lot of torque. A big old V8 gives a lot of torque. Alright. Whew, okay. So we're away from that. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was kind of just creeping me out, though. I think even if I was playing on peaceful, that would be freaking me out. A lot of random noises in there. It sounded like thunder constantly. Not a fan. Well, I mean, I was a fan. It was super creepy. I loved it. But, you know what I'm saying. Oh, doggy. Alright. So we are up in the mountains. We're up in the snow biome. Which means eventually we're going to have to go down. So we're heading, what is that? West, southwest. About ran off the road trying to look at the compass. There we go. This is a little questionable. Nope, 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 nope. Stop, please. Stop, please. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I think we're okay. I saw something go flying, but it wasn't a headlight. It might have just been that hubcap. But we've got both the outside mirrors, the inside mirror. Honestly, the instrument cluster is the thing that I'm most concerned about. Everything else is more replaceable. Man, that was a rough ride. We're okay though. We didn't get hurt. And we didn't really lose anything. There's that hubcap. Oh wait, no, that's a rock. That might even be the rock that we hit. Huh, I thought that was the hubcap. Oh well. Hubcaps don't matter. We're not going to lose a lot of time worrying about a hubcap. Shoot. Alright. Let's see here. So we're definitely heading down the hill. Down the mountain, I guess. Alright, I want to slow down a little bit. Because coming down these hills, it's not the speed that gets you. It's really not even the bumps. It's the coming over these little tiny hills. And then there's a rock right in the middle of the road that you cannot avoid because you're going so fast you cannot turn. That's the concern. Alright, well, we got off the mountain pretty quick. We're already back down into the deserty biome. So that was a short trip. Bunny! Oh, that was close. So I still think the... No. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yep, we're good. Okay. Oh, okay. So I still think the bunnies are less aggressive since they added the zombies. I don't know that they actually are. I need to test that. But I have noticed they seem to keep their distance a lot more than they used to. Alright, so we are definitely heading down into a valley. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape, scrape. 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 Oh, scrape. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of braking, trying to keep this thing from getting too much speed. Like I said, I do not want to come over one of these little hills and there be a rock in the road that we just can't do anything about. At a certain point, you're just going too fast to do anything. You can't brake in time, you can't turn in time. You can hear those tires are locked up and they're just sliding, trying to get us to slow down. So it looks like we reached the bottom and then we just go straight back up the other side through the valley, which is fine. We've got the V8. We can easily do. We've already burnt through a good bit of our gas. We have burnt through a good bit of fuel. Okay, come on now. Alright, come on. Let's get to the bottom of this valley. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Back on the road. Yes. Alright, so we are in the valley. Ooh. Alright. So we can see the road there. It just kind of curves, goes right up that way, right back up the mountain. So we are in the valley. We came all the way down through there. We stopped here and we go right back out the other side. Wow. Well, guys, we did okay. Only one wreck, which we didn't really lose anything of value, so I am okay with it. But I think we're going to call it here. I think this is a good stopping point. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the ride, getting caught back up with me. I intend to be back next week, assuming I don't flip and get sick again. But I intend to be back next week and get back on schedule. So guys, I appreciate you watching. As always, I'm Logan. This is The Long Drive, and I will catch you next time.